Iran, nuclear threats, secret alliances, global chaos. But what if everything you think you know about Iran is wrong? What if this nation's entire destiny, past, present, and future, was written in an ancient book thousands of years ago? Today, I'm going to reveal Iran's biblical blueprint that will change how you see world events forever. Most people don't realize that Iran appears throughout the Bible under its ancient name, Persia. From the very first pages of Genesis to the apocalyptic visions of Revelation, Persia's story unfolds like a divine chess game. But here's what's truly mind-blowing. The Bible doesn't just record Iran's history, it predicts its future with terrifying accuracy. And what it reveals about Iran's final destiny will leave you speechless. Let's start at the beginning. After Noah's flood, humanity gets a fresh start through his three sons. But hidden in Genesis chapter 10 is something extraordinary, the world's first geopolitical map. Among Noah's descendants, two names emerge that will shape Iran's destiny, Madai and Elam. Madai's descendants become the Medes, settling in Iran's northern mountains, tough, independent warriors, forged by harsh terrain. Elam's people establish themselves in the fertile Persian Gulf region, building one of history's first superpowers. But here's the shocking part. Genesis 14 records the Bible's first international war, where Elam leads a coalition that invades the Promised Land and captures Abraham's nephew, Lot. Abraham's response is legendary. With just 318 men, he launches a nighttime raid and defeats 4 kings, including the mighty ruler of Elam. This wasn't just a military victory. It was a prophetic declaration that no Eastern power could ultimately prevail against God's chosen people. Yet the seeds of future conflict were already planted. Fast forward centuries. The scattered tribes of Elam and Media are quietly growing, merging, evolving. Then something unprecedented happens. God begins speaking about Persia through his prophets, revealing a destiny that defies human logic. Through Isaiah, God makes an impossible prediction. He names a Persian king, Cyrus, over 150 years before his birth, calling him my anointed one. This pagan ruler will free Israel from Babylonian captivity and rebuild Jerusalem's temple. Through Jeremiah, God declares that Elam and Media will unite to destroy Babylon, the superpower that seemed invincible. But here's what's absolutely staggering. Both prophecies came true with surgical precision. Persia didn't just emerge, it exploded onto the world stage exactly as foretold, becoming God's chosen instrument of judgment and redemption. In Babylon's royal court, a young Hebrew exile named Daniel receives visions that will unlock history's greatest mysteries. King Nebuchadnezzar dreams of a massive statue, gold head, silver chest and arms, bronze belly, iron legs. Daniel reveals the shocking truth. Each metal represents a world empire, and the silver chest and arms symbolize the Medes and Persians. But Daniel sees more. In another vision, a 2-horned ram charges west, north, and south, conquering everything in its path. The angel explains, the ram represents the kings of Media and Persia. One horn grows taller. Persia will dominate Media. Then a swift goat from the west destroys the ram. Greece will eventually conquer Persia. These weren't just dreams. They were divine blueprints of world history, and every detail unfolded exactly as revealed. The night Babylon fell reads like a supernatural thriller. King Belshazzar throws a drunken party, committing the ultimate sacrilege, drinking from Jerusalem's sacred temple vessels while toasting pagan gods. Suddenly, a disembodied hand writes 4 words on the palace wall, Mene, Mene, Tekel Upharsin. Daniel interprets the terrifying message. God has numbered your kingdom's days. You've been weighed and found wanting. Your kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and Persians. That very night, Cyrus's armies enter Babylon through the diverted Euphrates River. Belshazzar dies and the impossible becomes reality. But Cyrus doesn't just conquer, he liberates. In an unprecedented act, he frees the Jewish exiles, funds their return to Jerusalem, and orders the temple's reconstruction. Persia becomes the only empire in history to restore rather than destroy Israel. Persia's empire stretches from India to Ethiopia, its capital gleaming in Susa. Here unfolds one of history's most dramatic reversals. A Jewish orphan named Esther becomes queen, hiding her identity in the heart of the Persian court. When a genocidal plot threatens her people, she risks everything in a desperate gambit. "If I perish," she declares, approaching the king uninvited and act punishable by death. Her courage saves an entire nation. The day planned for Jewish annihilation becomes a day of triumph. Once again, Persia serves as God's protective shield for his people. Centuries pass, Rome dominates the world. Then, from the east, mysterious wise men arrive in Jerusalem asking, "Where is the newborn king of the Jews?" These magi, likely Persian priests and astronomers, have followed a star across vast deserts to worship the Christ child. How did they know? Probably through Daniel's prophecies, preserved in Persian archives for centuries. They bring three gifts with profound meaning: gold declaring Jesus' kingship, frankincense acknowledging his divinity, myrrh foreshadowing his sacrificial death. Persia, the nation that once freed Israel, now becomes the first to honor Israel's Messiah. But the Bible story of Iran takes a chilling turn. In Ezekiel's apocalyptic visions, Persia appears in one of Scripture's darkest prophecies, the war of Gog and Magog. In the last days, a massive coalition will rise against Israel. Persia, Cush, and Put will be with them. This isn't just any alliance. Ezekiel describes it as a storm cloud covering the land, an overwhelming force that seems unstoppable. Modern Iran, ancient Persia, will join Russia, North Africa, and other nations in a final assault on God's people. The nation that once delivered Israel will attempt to destroy it. But here's the twist: they won't succeed. God himself will intervene with earthquakes, fire, and supernatural judgment. The coalition will be utterly defeated, and God's glory will be revealed to all nations. Now here's where it gets absolutely terrifying. Look at today's headlines and tell me we're not watching biblical prophecy unfold in real time. Iran's nuclear program has reached unprecedented levels. In 2024, they've enriched uranium to 60% purity, just steps away from weapons-grade material. Their axis of resistance now spans from Tehran to Gaza, Lebanon to Yemen. Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, all Iranian proxies surrounding Israel, exactly as Ezekiel predicted. But it gets worse. Iran's alliance with Russia has exploded since the Ukraine war began. Iranian drones are killing Ukrainian civilians while Russian weapons flow to Iranian proxies. This isn't just geopolitics. This is the Gog Magog coalition forming before our eyes. Look at Iran's recent actions. The October 7th Hamas attack was funded and planned with Iranian support. Hezbollah has 150,000 missiles pointed at Israel, all Iranian supplied. The Houthis are attacking ships in the Red Sea with Iranian weapons. Iran directly attacked Israel with 300 drones and missiles in April 2024, the largest assault in decades. Even more chilling, Iran's leaders openly call for Israel's destruction. Supreme Leader Khamenei regularly tweets about wiping Israel off the map. Their military exercises simulate attacking Israeli cities. They've placed proxy forces on Israel's northern, southern, and eastern borders, a perfect encirclement. And here's the kicker: Iran is now closer to Russia than ever. They're sharing military technology, coordinating strategies, and building an anti-Western alliance that includes China and North Korea. The kings of the East are aligning exactly as biblical prophecy predicted. Yet even in this dark prophecy lies an incredible promise. Jeremiah delivers a message about Elam that changes everything. "I will shatter Elam's bow, the mainstay of their might, but in the latter days I will restore Elam's fortunes," declares the Lord. This is staggering. Even after Iran joins the final rebellion against God, even after facing divine judgment, restoration remains possible. The same God who used Persia to free his people, who honored Persian Magi at Christ's birth, leaves the door open for redemption. Remarkably, even today, Iran has one of the world's fastest-growing underground Christian populations. Despite brutal persecution, millions of Iranians are secretly turning to Christ. Could this be the beginning of Elam's prophesied restoration? From Genesis to Revelation, Iran's story has been unfolding exactly as the Bible predicted. Every major turn, Cyrus's rise, Babylon's fall, the temple's rebuilding, the Magi's worship, happened precisely as foretold. If the past prophecies proved accurate, what does that mean for the future ones? We're not just reading ancient history, we're watching tomorrow's headlines written thousands of years ago. Iran's nuclear program, its proxy network, its alliance with Russia, its threats against Israel, all of this was foretold in Scripture. The question isn't whether these prophecies will be fulfilled, it's how soon. Are we witnessing the final countdown to Ezekiel's war? The evidence is overwhelming, but the final chapter remains unwritten. What do you think? Are we seeing biblical prophecy unfold in real time? Drop your thoughts below, smash that like button if this opened your eyes, and subscribe for more deep dives into mystical knowledge, prophecy, and current events. The truth is stranger than fiction, and it's all written in the book.